Choosing the right association management software, or AMS, can feel like you're trying to navigate a maze in the dark. Every single decision you make impacts your budget, your team's sanity, and of course, your members' experience. So today, we are putting one potential solution, Membee, right under the microscope. We're going to explore what it does, uncover its real strengths, and then honestly look at its limitations. By the end of this, you'll have a much clearer framework to decide if Membee could be the right partner for your association. Let's get started.
Hello, I'm a digital marketing associate here at SmartThoughts. We're a software advisement firm that works exclusively with associations and nonprofits. And look, my goal today isn't to sell you on Membee. Not at all. It's to give you the kind of unbiased, in-depth analysis you'd get from a paid consultant so that you can make a truly informed decision for your organization.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll do a quick overview, just the basics. Then, we'll dive into its core strengths and what it does really well. But we're also going to be realistic and look at its limitations and the trade-offs you'd be making. That'll set us up to tackle the key questions you and your team need to be asking. And finally, we'll pull it all together to help you figure out if Membee is, in fact, the right fit. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1 and build our foundation. Before we can really get into the pros and cons, we've got to answer the most basic question. What exactly is Membee? Well, at its heart, Membee's mission is pretty simple. It's all about getting you out of the weeds of administrative work. It's a cloud-based system built to automate the tedious stuff. Think renewals, member signups, so your team can actually focus on what matters most, engaging with your members. Now, Membee gives you two different ways to get on board. And this is a really key part of their strategy. On the one hand, you've got the standard Membee, which lets you plug its features, like event signups or a member directory, right into the website you already have. Super simple. On the other hand, if you're looking for a total refresh, there's Membee Complete, which bundles all the software with a brand new website built on WordPress. So where does Membee fit into the whole software universe? We classify software into tiers. Tier 1 is for your massive, enterprise-level organizations with incredibly complex needs. Tier 2 is for those mid-market players who need a lot of customization. Membee, it's a classic Tier 3 platform. And what that means is that it's specifically built for established small to mid-sized associations that really value reliability and ease of use over having a million bells and whistles. Now that we have a good idea of who Membee is for, let's get into Section 2 and see why it works so well for that group. Where does it really shine? What are its core strengths? And this number right here illustrates one of its biggest strengths perfectly. A 98% support satisfaction rating, that's almost unheard of in the software world. For smaller teams that don't have a dedicated IT department, knowing you can get a real, helpful human on the line is a massive advantage. It's more than just a feature, it's a safety net. And that amazing support is really part of a larger philosophy. Membee is all about simplicity and reliability. You get predictable pricing, no surprises, and they include hands-on help to get you set up. It's got that plug-and-play feel. It just nails the core automation you need and gives you over 60 standard reports right out of the box. Let's dig into that pricing for a second, because this is a huge differentiator. At $55 per administrator per month, your cost is tied to your staff size, not how many members you have. Just imagine adding 500 new members next year and not seeing your software bill go up 1 cent. This model completely removes that financial anxiety that so often comes with growth. So what does all this add up to in the real world? Well, I think this quote from a membership chairperson says it all. Cutting your administrative workload by more than half? That is a massive return on investment, especially for volunteer-led organizations where time is literally the most valuable resource you have. Okay, but let's be real. No software is perfect. A smart evaluation means looking at the whole picture, the good and the bad. So it's absolutely crucial to understand what you're giving up. In this section, we're going to look at the limitations and the strategic trade-offs you make if you choose Membee. And I want to be really clear about this. The things we're about to talk about, they aren't necessarily fatal flaws or deal breakers. A better way to think of them is as strategic choices. See, every platform has to prioritize something. Membee prioritizes ease of use and support. You just have to know if those trade-offs line up with what your association actually needs. And here is a big one. This quote from a technology manager really highlights a pretty significant weakness. I mean, in today's world where your staff and your board members are working from anywhere, on any device, having a system that isn't mobile friendly on the admin side, well, that can be a major roadblock.
And those trade-offs continue on the back end. As you can see, Membee doesn't talk directly to accounting software like QuickBooks. That means your finance team is going to be manually moving data back and forth. It also doesn't have a deep API, which limits more complex integrations. And this all points back to that core design choice. Membee is built for standard workflows. It sacrifices deep customization for being easy to manage right from day one.
So this brings us to what I think is the most important part of this whole discussion, the questions you need to ask yourselves. We've looked at the good and the not so good. Now, let's turn all that information into a self-assessment tool for your team. First up, be really honest about this one. Does your executive director or your membership manager need to be able to pull up a report or check on an event from their phone while they're at a conference? If the answer is a definite yes, then that lack of mobile access could be a serious problem. Second, really think about your day-to-day workflow. Does your finance person have the time and the willingness to manually type financial data from Membee into your accounting system? This might seem like a small thing, but that extra manual step can really add up, and it kind of undermines the whole promise of automation. Third, let's look at that pricing model again. It's a huge strength if you're planning to grow your membership by a lot. But what if you're a small team now, but you plan to add more administrative staff in the future? Does paying per admin still make sense for your budget down the road? And finally, this really gets to the heart of the matter. This is the core trade-off. What's more valuable to your organization right now? Is it having an expert you can get on the phone to solve your problem in 5 minutes? Or is it having the ability to build really complex custom integrations? There's no right answer here, but you absolutely have to know what you're prioritizing. So we land here at the final crucial question. Is Membee the right fit for you? And believe me, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. The truth is, Membee is an excellent platform for the right kind of organization. It offers stability, that fantastic support, and costs that you can predict. But whether it's the right choice for you, that depends entirely on your specific workflows, your budget, and your goals for the future. You know, the biggest mistake we see organizations make is falling in love with a platform's strengths while totally underestimating its trade-offs. It's easy to get excited about flat rate pricing. But a year from now, the reality of manual data entry or that poor mobile access can lead to some serious buyer's remorse. A truly objective look before you sign that contract is so critical. Ultimately, choosing an AMS isn't just a software decision. It's a strategic decision about your organization's future. Does Membee's focus on simplicity and support line up with your long-term vision, or will its limitations become tomorrow's big frustrations? If you'd like a partner to help you figure that out, book a free 20-minute chat with us. You can find us at smartthoughts.net or just give us a call at 817-523-9801. Thanks for your time today.